Hey folks, in this video I'm looking at these 4 Twig Stoves and basically having a quick review of them and just seeing which one I think is the best. And what I like, this is why I like this one so much, you can just drop a whole pile of material into it. Easy to feed. So all I want to see with this task is just see which one of these is the easiest to keep lit, which will take the most amount of fuel, which is the easiest to work with. And so far, I have to say, the Bushbox is doing very well, and my mystery one at the end, which I do love because you can just throw so much material into it. And that's when it's quite forgiving in that you put a lot of material in, and so long as you've got a good bed of tinder and kindling underneath it, it just burns through, but it produces a really, really good bed of coals. The One Tigris, this one here, I dislike this at the moment because the shelf is so low, this shelf here, where the material sits on top. You can't get a lot of material in, so you're not going to get a lot of big material in there. So in terms of just a little Twig Stove, maybe, but I'm not impressed with that at the moment. Firebox, this one here, still impressed, it's going quite well. But then my only issue with this is you can only top feed it. Folks, if you're enjoying this so far, there's loads more content on the channel, so please take a look when this video is finished. Please subscribe also. Leave a comment if you'd like. Again, if you know what this Bushbox, the mystery box, is called, please let me know. Anyway, back to the fires. Because where this is so low, you're feeding straight into where the fire's at. So you've got a bed of coals, you're not going to be able to feed any kind of wood on top of the coals. Whereas with the Bushbox here, the way it's designed, this opening and the ashtray being down here, you've got a lot more space to drop material in through the front to keep a fire lit. So here's the thing for you guys. So why do we like watching fire so much? But it turns out that we are biologically hardwired to fire. It's been shown that it switches on, what's the area of the brain called? The amygdala, if I'm correct, amygdala, which is, I think it's the emotional or pleasure center part of your brain. And basically, when you have a fire on the go and watching a fire, it releases or reduces cortisol, reduces blood pressure, reduces stress, and just leaves you feeling in that kind of euphoric feeling, or euphoric feel-good feeling. So this is just something that's hardwired into us from our ancient past, when we use fires to cook our food, keep us warm, protect us from dangers. And in some parts of the world, that's still true, that's how people live. But for us here in the West, we live a very safe, sanitized life where, you know, where our fire, our heat comes from gas or oil. We don't have the dangers that we would have had in the past. My opinion of these Twig Stoves is that if you want something that is quite lightweight and is easy to keep going, easy to feed, I would go with that mystery box every day of the week. No, that's gone. So if you're not really attentive with that, with the One Tigris, your fire's going to go up quite quickly. Whereas these three, you can put bigger material into it, create a better ember bed, which you want to cook on. So you don't want to be cooking on flames because it'll burn all your food, especially cooking steak and burgers and stuff like that. Being honest with you guys, coming at it today, I actually thought that the One Tigris was going to be the one that I would like the most. And as it is, it's the one I like the least. So I'm kind of torn at the moment between, which I'm thinking is going to be the Bushbox and the one at the end, the mystery one. I think this is great because it's got so much ventilation around it. You can really get a good fire on the go. And I like that mystery one also, just because you can get so much material into it. It's just easy to feed, easy to feed. And I know from experience that you get a really good bed of coals with that mystery one. I don't know if you've ever, when you've looked at the flames of a fire, is looking for the shapes or signs from fire. So my understanding is the Vikings used to look at the fire and look for messages from their gods in the fire, which is pretty cool. But it is very mesmerizing watching the fire burn. So I think if I were to put these in order from my least favorite up, the One Tigris is my least favorite. These two, I'm gonna have this one third. It's my third favorite, or third least favorite, I should say. And just because the openings to feed it are so small, so it's always going to be a top feeder. Yeah, it's just not as good. Bushbox I'd have second, just because of that large front feeding hole, makes it really easy to feed. And then finally, the mystery box is my favourite because it's the only one that's still going, and they've had the same amounts of fuel into them. So folks, this is my choice. This is my winner, the mystery box. Again, no idea what it's called. It's a bit mangled, a bit battered. You see Mark's used it quite a bit in the past. So it is, I'm really, really impressed with this. And with that, I'm going to leave the video here. So guys, thanks for watching. Chat to you on the next one.